And then what I'm going to do is head over to the, I'm going to head over to the Insta360 app. And I'm going to click on this little button on the bottom that says Stories. So you see like all these different things. If you've already saved your video to, like if you were one of the people recording and you already saved your video to your phone, you don't have to go through this whole downloading process. You already have it on your phone. So I'm going to Stories. I'm going to create a story. If you've already downloaded the videos to your phones, you'll see the ones that you've downloaded here. If you just download it from Google Drive, you can go over to your phone and I'll see that video here. I'm going to click this little check button in the top right corner to tell it that that's the video I want. I'm going to go back, click that little back arrow. You can select multiple videos if you want to try and smash a couple of the videos together, but that is not required. I've selected my one video. I'm going to press this yellow button at the bottom that says selected. And you want to choose manual editing. We're going to practice doing some editing ourselves. So we have our video. Very first thing that I want you to practice doing, no matter what, is to try to split your video and delete a section of it. So we have this whole kind of first part. I'm just going to say I want to get rid of this first part, and we'll go to when we enter the school building. I'm going to click this little split button at the bottom. Now it's split it into two separate clips, and I'm just going to keep, I'd love for y'all to keep maybe about 15 seconds or so of video clip. So I'm going to say about 15 seconds. I'm going to split it again. So you'll now see that I have three separate clips. So I have this first clip. And then you see there's that first split. So I'm going to click on my first split. And then I'm going to choose that delete button at the bottom. And then same thing for the rest of the clip. I'm going to select the other part that I don't want. I'm going to delete that. So now I just have a little 15-second clip. So that's the first thing I want you to do is practice splitting your clip and trimming it down to a section that you want. The second thing that I would love for you to do is we're going to do this thing called reframe. And so it's really important when we're thinking about VR because it's recording in 360. It doesn't necessarily know which direction is like front, which one is back. So in order to change like what's the starting point, we're going to click that reframe button. And you'll see there's like this little plus button here in the middle. And I'm going to just use my finger to swipe around. And I want to make this the front. And then I'm going to click that little, you didn't see that, it's that little plus button on the bottom. So again, I just scrolled through, I made the direction I want, and then I click this little plus button at the very bottom. And now that I've selected that this is where I want it, I'm going to click the check button at the top. So now instead of the camera facing behind me, now it's going to be facing in front. You can press play. We see that we've changed that. Now, I would like for you to practice let's say right here. I'm going to add a new reframe. I'm going to click this little reframe button. And let's say, so I'm going to scroll back through. I'm going to go through this timeline. And let's say as we enter, this door, I want instead for us to be looking like we're looking towards the cafeteria. And now I'm going to click the little plus button. And I'm going to click check. So now, as we go in, we're going through. And you see that instead of just being in the front, now we're looking off to the side. Okay. Whoops. If that ever happens, if you ever accidentally exit out of the store, you can just go back and click on drafts. Okay. One other thing I would like you to try, and this can be a point where you can start just kind of messing around. with the app. Try messing with the speed. So you can click that little speed button at the bottom. And I'm going to choose a segment. So like, let's just say, this beginning, I want it to go slow. And then after we are kind of walking through the door, I'm going to speed it up to 8 times speed. So I've selected the speed. And now I'm going to use the timeline to kind of select the part that I want to speed up. And then I'm going to click that little check mark down there. And now I'm going to click the check at the top. So now if we play that again, walking in, it's kind of slow, and then it should speed up. Just like that. Okay. Now, the one last thing I'd love for you to do is to try applying a filter. I know a few of y'all have talked about wanting to do different things, like, oh, maybe this looks like it's in a dream, or something like that. See if you can find a filter that you like to use. Again, it can be whichever one that you want. Got a lot of interesting filters here. Choose a filter. I'm going to click the little check mark. And I am all good to go. For this, what I would love for you to do is to now click that export button at the top. You're going to export it with a 15-second video. That should be pretty quick. And I would love for y'all to share. Actually, for this, you can just click this little yellow icon down here. And it's just going to save it to your phone. You're saving it to the Insta360 app. No, it's going to do its thing. That last part, once you've clicked the export button and press that, that's all you really need to do. And that should save it to your phone album. You should be able to go back, take a look, and there's my video. Now, when it's in your phone album, it's not going to have the cool 360 effect. You're not going to be able to look around. It's just going to kind of look like a normal video. But when it's in the app, you should get the entire 360 effect. And that's pretty much it. This is going to be kind of a checkpoint for us to continue doing filming and things like that going forward. I'm going to be checking to make sure that everyone in your group has done this.